Trump's Big Beautiful Bill just passed, and it could change everything. The Big Beautiful Bill Act just passed the House. And if it makes it through the Senate, everything changes. This is not just another bill. This is the biggest immigration shakeup of 2025. And it's not just about immigration. It's about taxes. It's about healthcare. It's about your future. Let's break it all down and show you what's coming next. What is the Big Beautiful Bill Act? The Big Beautiful Bill Act is a sweeping 1,100-page proposal backed by President Donald Trump and supported by House Republicans. It's more than a law. It's a full rewrite of immigration, tax policy, Medicaid access, defense spending, and more, all packed into one bill. This bill is designed to fulfill Trump's campaign promises for his second term. And now, it's halfway to becoming law. Here's what it includes and why immigrants, workers, families, and even students should pay attention. 1. $1,000 asylum application fee. One of the most shocking changes in the bill. For the first time in U.S. history, applying for asylum will cost money, a lot of it. A $1,000 fee will be required with every asylum application. And for those still waiting on a decision, owe $100 every year until your case is resolved. Think about that. Asylum seekers, many of whom fled persecution or poverty, will now face bills just to request safety. Critics argue this move could discourage legitimate claims, especially from the most vulnerable. 2. Work permits slashed to 6 months. If you think that's harsh, the bill goes further. Work permits will now last just 6 months. Whether you're applying based on asylum, parole, or humanitarian relief. Permits will expire in 180 days. Renewal will be mandatory twice a year. The $550 fee becomes non-waivable. No more fee waivers, no exceptions. That means more stress, more renewals, and for many immigrants, a higher risk of falling out of status just because of delays. 3. Border enforcement on steroids. Trump's bill isn't just about paperwork. It's about power, and it gives massive new powers and resources to immigration enforcement. 10,000 new ICE agents, 5,000 more customs officers, 3,000 new Border Patrol hires, 100,000 new detention beds, $46.5 billion for the border wall. But that's not all. Immigration agents will now be rewarded based on how many arrests they make. A move that has critics fearing racial profiling, wrongful detentions, and over-policing of immigrant neighborhoods. 4. $5,000 fines for immigration violations. The bill also adds steep financial penalties for anyone violating immigration law. Here's what's changing. $5,000 fine for unlawful entry. Another $5,000 fine if you miss your immigration court hearing. These aren't just numbers. For low-income immigrants or asylum seekers, this could lead to legal limbo, homelessness, or deportation. It's meant to deter unauthorized immigration, but the cost could be devastating for thousands of families already living paycheck to paycheck. 5. Nationwide expedited removal. Expedited removal, which used to apply only at the border, will now be rolled out nationwide. Here's what that means. If you've lived in the U.S. for less than 2 years, you can be deported immediately. No court hearing. No immigration judge. Just an officer's suspicion or a prior arrest. That's it. Legal experts warn this provision removes due process and opens the door for widespread misuse, especially in urban areas with large undocumented populations. 6. Baby bonds for newborns. Now for a surprise, not everything in this bill is about enforcement. Trump's bill introduces a Money for Growth baby bond program. $1,000 deposited by the federal government for every baby born in the U.S. between 2024 and 2028. Families can add up to $5,000 per year. At age 18, the child can use the funds for college, job training, or buying their first home. After age 30, leftover funds can be used for anything. Supporters call this a generational wealth solution. Critics say it's an attempt to win favor while slashing access elsewhere. 7. Medicaid cuts and gender care restrictions. The bill introduces strict cuts to federal spending, including ending Medicaid coverage for undocumented immigrants, blocking federal funding for gender transition care for minors, adding work requirements for Medicaid recipients. These cuts are framed as anti-fraud measures, but could impact millions of low-income families and immigrant children. 8. Trump-era tax cuts extended. On the economic side, the bill revives and extends the 2017 Trump tax cuts, making them permanent. Expanded standard deductions. The higher child tax credits. No taxes on tips. A lower taxes on Social Security benefits for seniors. But it also raises taxes on university endowments by up to 21%, drawing criticism from the education sector. 9. Military and national defense supercharged. A massive $150 billion is allocated for military and homeland defense. $25 billion for a missile defense system called the Golden Dome. $34 billion to expand the U.S. naval fleet. $21 billion to restock ammunition. $9 billion for military housing, healthcare, and bonuses. This spending is seen as a play to project strength, both domestically and abroad. 10. Major student loan reform. Finally, the bill completely overhauls the student loan system. Only 2 repayment options. A standard 10 to 25-year plan. A reduced income-driven plan. No more loan forgiveness for students defrauded by colleges. Education advocates say this will hurt low-income students and remove key protections from vulnerable borrowers. So, what happens now? The Big Beautiful Bill Act has passed the House, but it's not law yet. It now moves to the Senate, where it faces strong opposition, even from some Republicans. If it passes there, it heads to Trump's desk for a signature. But the implications are already clear. Stricter immigration enforcement, higher fees for immigrants, major healthcare, tax, and education reforms, and an all-in push to reshape America before the 2026 election cycle. Whether you support it or oppose it, this bill is a turning point. Final thoughts. This is one of the boldest legislative moves in recent U.S. history. And if it becomes law, everything from asylum to student loans will look very different by next year. Stay informed, share this video, and prepare for what's ahead. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.